Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm back with episode 4, I believe, of the Women Mean Business interview series. And today I'm joined by the lovely Sheena and Temi, who are the owners of the cosmetics brand SC Essentials. So hey girls, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you
How
for
are
having us.
you? Yeah.
You're welcome, Temi.
Yeah.
So a bit of background. So I actually know Temi back from university. We got to loads of stuff back at uni, you can imagine. So we won't get into that. But what I'm one of the reasons I'm really happy to have these ladies on today is because actually before I even knew SC Essentials was owned by Sheena and Temi, like I'd been seeing it pop up like on my Instagram. So I just been seeing this brand pop up, and it's like I'm not someone that is hugely into makeup, so I just thought like why? Like, is this somebody that I know? I didn't think too much of it, but then a couple years later, or a year into the business, I think Temi finally revealed that she was, co-owner of SC Essentials, and then it all started to make sense. So this is just to say that I'm so like proud of these girls because they've been grinding and it's showing. That's without me even knowing like they were the ones behind the scenes. So that's enough of me babbling. Let me hand over to you girls, and if you could start off by telling us about you, what you do and how like you've come to be, how SC Essentials has come to be today.
I know Temi from school, and basically, we created this idea from about early 20s. I remember you was in uni at the time, and to be honest, even before that, we kind of disconnected and then we reconnected again. And we always had this idea that we want to do business, and then we went through different ideas, and then finally we came up with ST Essentials.
Yeah, I think like you said, I knew Sheena from, school, how we basically got started with ST Essentials. To be honest, like I've always told many people, it wasn't just that we just came up and I was like, oh yeah, let me come and do makeup line. No, it was actually a journey of business ideas that we went through, things like doing cigars, trying to own a cigar business, trying to do some eyelash straightening business. I remember us going to British Library, pitching this business, like, oh yeah, we want to do this straightening eyelash. Next minute we had a business with a beauty box, but the beauty box ended up being the start of ST Essentials, because what actually happened is, before that even, I always used to be into like, making like body shimmers. So I would research on YouTube like, how to make like nice body shimmers, because on holiday I like to have, that sort of shimmering, glowy, jada pinky sort of skin. So it was like, but when you go to those shops like Boots, Superdrug and all of that, you don't really see that. So you only got tanning products, not really stuff made for women of colour. So it was like, okay, let me do our own things. And we started sharing it amongst ourselves. And then it was like, why don't we put this in the beauty box? And then after it came to a thing like, okay, no, actually, why don't we just make this a whole, brand, like ST Essentials, products of itself. Let's make it into something. And that's just where it kind of picked up from, like wanting to create products that actually looked and felt good on women of color. Basically, that's where the whole idea of ST Essentials came from. Yeah.
So like obviously I know you like have an interest in makeup, but aside from that, like how did you even, because obviously to start off a brand like this, it's gonna take a lot. So from suppliers to manufacturing, the social media, just the whole lot. Like how did you go about getting these things set up, and how difficult or easy was it for you?
Well, like I always, I don't know why I keep saying like I always, but it's literally a like I always situation, because me and Sheena, we are not from any business related backgrounds. We don't read at the time, anyways. We didn't really have anyone who was really doing any business related stuff, or any family member we could call upon. We are from like literally social work, social care, health and social care backgrounds, you know, and we're coming into this new field where we didn't get taught anything, we don't know anything about it. We just literally jumped in the ocean and basically swam our way into it, and that's basically how it happened. It was a difficult road, and it is still a difficult roller coaster of a journey. To be honest, it's not an easy journey. If we take it from suppliers, I mean, when it came to suppliers, I didn't really know anything, to be honest. I just know that all I knew, the only one rule that I knew, is that I needed to make sure that the products I was getting was at a low rate, so I could double it up and sell it for to make profit. That's one thing I only knew about business. That's it. That I needed to get a bulk. I needed to go to a wholesaler and make sure that I was getting bulk products at a price rate that I could double up and make some money out of it. That's the only rule I knew. And that's basically what I did. So to be honest, the first place I went to was Google, was YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Searching, looking around. To be honest, we wasn't even an eco-friendly brand when we started. We started off with like, you know, something that was like vegan, but we had, you know, glitter, plastic glitter that we was putting into these products. And you know what I mean? And obviously, I remember a time when it was becoming a thing that plastic is going to get banned. So it was like, yeah, we need to change this idea very quickly. And that's the great thing about, you know, being a small business. You can easily change things quick without it causing a big ripple effect. So that's what happened. They ended up, you know, changing that and saying, you know, we want to be eco-friendly. And then they wanted to create products that wasn't toxic for women. So it was a great place to start. And that's basically how it started, from Google.
I love that. I love the fact that you highlighted that you don't come from a business background. So this is literally a thing where you had an idea, you felt like, no, I really want to put this and product on market. But even though you didn't have maybe the qualifications or the necessarily like skill set from the onset, that didn't hold you back, and you still went ahead, you know, Googled everything, and you're just learning and improving along the way. So yeah, I love that, especially the fact that, as you said, you started off with one supplier and then you've moved on to another that's actually lining up with the ethos that your brand is all about now. So
Yeah.
again, that's the key thing I wanted to pull out for the audience, because literally, I guess it's just about starting sometimes, which is what a lot of people fear.
Yeah.
So I suppose let's look at more of the financial side then. So obviously you had to do your research to find suppliers and all those kind of things, get the aesthetic things going. But in terms of cost wise, because that's another area where people feel like, you know what, I don't have the money to put into a business like this, let me just leave it for a bit. Would you say that startup costs were a lot? Did you need a lot? Or is it a thing where you can start with a smaller budget?
We already knew that our startup cost wasn't really going to be that much, because we didn't get any investment, we didn't get any funding, we didn't get any family backing, none of that. It's your business that you want to go and do business, you go and find ways to sort out your business, sort of thing. So, but however, with the beauty industry, as you may see, so much rises of different little small businesses in the beauty industry, because the startup cost to start up a beauty business is very low nowadays, because nowadays there's so much vendors and opportunities for you to start up with not zero to nothing, but literally you can start up a beauty business with about £50 to £100 if you're, you know, if you're really kind, if that's short, but I would say about £100 literally, and you know, you can just start up and build up from there. So from us, we had started off with body shimmers, but obviously for us, the startup cost for that was a bit pricey. I probably wouldn't say as big as what, you know, these big, large companies, but obviously it was a bit pricey. But because we had two of us, we was able to split the cost. So we had to do things like buying the supplies, like buying the packaging, buying the ingredients, buying the labeling, buying, you know, the way how we're going to ship out the materials, to be honest, to the customers, and sorting out the website. So things like that, it did come up to the startup cost. But as we only had decided to start on that one product, it kind of put the cost down, you know, to a place where we was comfortable to start with and put and invest our money into it. So it wasn't really that like, oh, how am I going to start this? No. We had one product that we used to, you know, kind of like
just get going.
yeah,
yeah. Start off small and work up.
Yeah, small.
Yeah. Because that makes sense, because I think a lot of the time, even for myself, I'm someone that I'm quite risk averse. So if I was going to start a business, I'd like to know that, you know what, I don't literally have to put all my eggs in one basket and spend like my life savings. Like I can start small, see if this thing is profitable, and like just keep building from there. So I love that. So yeah, you spoke about the fact that obviously you started with the body shimmers. So then now you've moved on to the pigments, which is more of like, I'd say your sort of, what's the word? I'm losing the word. Like your signature sort of product. That's the thing you're known for. So would you say that it's like along the roadmap to you creating other types of cosmetics products, or what's it looking like for you?
So yeah, I would say definitely the pigments is our signature thing right now, and we do have other things that we are going to develop very soon. But right now, the pigments is our brand awareness, to get our brand out there, to so people can know us, and yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about brand awareness, actually, that's another thing that I really wanted to ask you guys. How have you managed to scale the business so quickly? I say that because, as I was saying earlier, like I was seeing the brand popping up on my Instagram. Like I was seeing, not this wasn't even ads. It was just like suggested people to
Yeah,
follow and stuff. Like so, what tactics did you use to like get the brand out there and get seen and known by people?
Yeah, so I feel the network, so us networking and getting through to certain people on Instagram, and also definitely our followers, because we have quite a very good relationship with our followers, and they will actually, you know, make the brand awareness for us, where other people follow us, and yeah, so on. So I would say our main ones is our followers, which help us get us out there. Yeah.
I think to draw upon that, mainly the fact that we're not afraid to knock on some doors. We're not afraid to do that, especially now. Okay, we are in a digital world, especially from the pandemic. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have the opportunity to do our usual networking as we was doing it. But what we did find is that, do you know what? We're going to make the most of it, and we're going to go out digitally anyways and network, knock on a few doors, send out a few emails, talk to people in the industry, talk to people in different hierarchy of the industry, talk to PR journalists, and just reach out and introduce ourselves and tell us, listen, we're ST Essentials. Yeah, you may not have heard of us, you may have heard of the Fenty, but we're about to make a stamp, and we introduce ourselves and make sure that we condone ourselves in a professional and authentic way that they can say, okay, let me hear what this brand is about. They're a bit brave, and you have to be brave like that. You can't be saying, oh, because they've got a blue tick, let me not go and message them. No,
Mm.
at the end of the day, everybody started from somewhere, and you would be surprised with the amount of people who are ready to open the door and give you their ear and listen to you and just hear you out and think, okay, let me see what I can do for you. And I think that's what's worked in our favor to get us into certain events or getting us into certain opportunities, because we didn't fear the idea of who is this person? Why shouldn't I knock on their door? No, we was like, I'm gonna knock on their door because I have a business and I feel like it would be beneficial for both of us and we can both win from this. So let's go. Yeah.
I love that. I love that energy because I've seen you work with some influencers that is like, wow, like for a smaller brand that's starting up in this area, because obviously there's quite a few cosmetics brands, but seeing some of the people that you've worked with, I'm like, nah, well done, girls, because literally, like, how have you even managed to do that? Because, like, a lot of the times as well, like, even some of their smaller influencers, they may come with like certain budgets or things that they're asking for. But like you said, I think literally shooting your shot, coming confident, and like this is mutually beneficial to both of us. I think that's really good advice. So that's definitely something, I suppose, if you're out there watching this interview, think about starting up a similar business, literally just shoot your shot, because that's what these girls have been doing and it's been going really well for them. So thank you, girls. So obviously you girls have mentioned that you also work, day job as well. How do you manage it all? Like what's a day in your lives like?
Okay, so what we do, we create a plan where we have our plan of what we need to do, monthly, goals and so on. So I think like as individually, we obviously go for our day jobs, and then when we go back home, we do what we need to do, to tick the goals off. So I think it's just having a plan, a structure to make sure that you are, aiming the goals, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, obviously working a day job, it does take up your hours, but I'm not going to be, lie or shame to say that I do kind of, behind my desk, behind the little database screens, you will see something related to ST Essentials there. Sorry to my management, but that is what I am doing.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, this is my brand. As much as I'm helping them build their company up, I need to build my brand up too. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes I do kind of, push the buttons if I can and work behind the scenes of my day job and try to do what I can. But it's all, it's all because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like I have a vision for myself too. And also to draw upon the point of what Sheena said, we do have a schedule. So like I said, literally this year we've been firm on the fact that month by month, this is the goals. These are the things that we want. These are the things that we want to achieve monthly. this is what needs to be done. How can we follow up and ensure that we can do that? How can we improve on different areas in order to ensure that we can complete this task and complete the vision for our goal and get to the next vision for our goal, next vision for our brand and such like that. And then we have our monthly meetings where we follow up. What have you done? What have I done? Okay, where do we need to improve? And how can I help you to do this? And how can you help me to do this? And also, you know, in order for us to manage it as well, we work on our strengths and our weaknesses. For example, Sheena's more of the sales and the person who would more so go out there and talk and you know, talk about the brand. That's not me. I'm more the girl that's just, you know, this is the plan, this is the business plan, this is what we're going to do creatively, this is what we're going to do. Let's go for it. And it works that way. And I think that's how we've best found our way and our way to manage. You know, we're not going to go on like we're the best at doing it. We're probably not. We do have some areas that we could improve on, not going to lie. But as for today, it has helped us in some, you know, for now to just get the business to do what it needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see that because you guys are consistent. I don't know how many times I've said to you, especially to me, like, I don't know how you do it. You're posting multiple times a day, every day, without fail. I'm just like, these girls. And I know you said that you guys have, you know, a plan and you've got the different activities that you all do on a daily basis. But with jobs that you also work, I mean, sometimes it's easier said than done, isn't it? Like, there's obviously
Yeah.
going to be days where you feel like lack of motivation and you're just like, oh, I'm tired. Like, how do you keep grounded and motivated to keep on it?
For me, it's just, you know, the goal, you know, the vision. I know what I want and stuff. And also feeling motivated as well, is Temi. Temi motivates me a lot. So sometimes when I'm feeling down, I can just call her and she will let me know, listen, look how far we got. Let's continue, you know, like she'll always, you know, motivate me. I think it's vice versa, having each other in the brand and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a journey. And you know, business, as much as people find it like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna sit on some bags, it's a lonely journey. It can be a lonely journey and quite a roller coaster of emotions. You know, one day you can be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm a boss. Next day you're thinking, who am I? I like doing this today. I just want to go back to bed, to be honest. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, recently, you have those days where it's like, damn, like, is this really worth it? Like, but then what I have done is when I've looked back and think, look at where we've started, look at how far we've come, look at the things that we've managed to achieve, the things that is like, that's so like unreal. Like, if I mention to people, like, oh, how did you manage to get into that? It's like, do you know what I mean? But we've pulled it off. Do you know what I mean? So I guess being grateful for the small wins and not trying to take the losses as a big L and feel like, oh, you know, let it beat you down. Kind of just look back and think, do you know what? I'm here. I have my vision. I know what I want to do.
That definitely makes sense, man. It's all too close to home. So, like you mentioned, some of like the L's, and then also some of the highs as well. So, like, tell us what have been some of your key highlights, and then some of the things where you felt like, oh, actually, that was a bit of a loss, or I could have done better in that.
Yeah, so some of the highs was us, you know, doing lots of sponsors abroad back in 2019. You know, we was doing Ibiza Fashion Week. We've also done like a collaboration with CR7 in Portugal. Oh, Polly, we've been featured in a few magazines as well. So we had lots of high moments where we do feel like boss girls, you know.
Yeah.
But there also been low moments too. So, yeah. Temi, do you want to tell the L's?
Gosh, yeah. There's been, you know, the losses, especially, you know, I can highlight a few, you know, when you've gone to people who are at maybe, you know, a better position than you and, you know, they have, you know, the networks and they've promised you some sort of connections and it hasn't fell through and you're just thinking, wow, what a loss. And they keep promising and promising and then you're there as a small business. And because they know that, you know, you're a small business, you're hungry for your goals. So it's like they kind of take advantage of that opportunity. You know, stuff like that, days where it's like where we first started or even, you know, now where it's like it's a roller coaster of, okay, here, yay, we're getting how many sales? Okay, we're back to down to this many sales. You know, it gets like that. And you're just feeling like, okay, when am I actually going to win? And then, you know, just little things like that. And then I've also previously was meant to be in a really large subscription box, and before the COVID. And we were so excited. I remember we was both so gassed. I remember us going to the British Library. We was like, oh my god, telling our parents, which I wish I didn't do. And um, and unfortunately, the pandemic said this is not happening for you today, and that hurt. Obviously, especially when you've gone to tell your parents, they're looking like, maybe this girl is onto something, this her business, and they're looking like, didn't even, But I guess, as they say, your losses is part of the journey, and it's part of the journey you need to embrace and stuff.
Yeah, it all makes the story that more impactful, doesn't it, when you look back? But I mean, to be
100%.
fair, like regardless, I think to be fair, I don't feel like, how long has the brand been running? I definitely feel like you've achieved a lot in a shorter space of time.
Brand has been going on and on for officially running for over a year and a couple of months, but we have been working behind the scenes, networking, putting the name out, created a profile, vision. I would say 2 years. So overall, maybe about 3.5 years. Officially putting it out and really being, that concrete brand, I would say over a year and a half.
Yeah. Nah, that's amazing to see, because for me, the way I see your social media, I've seen the change from how it was back then to even now. And it's for me, it's lining up with some of the well-known brands that we already know, those household names. So definitely kudos to you girls, because it's not easy. I know what social media is like, and for a brand, it's even more intense, because you guys are literally, there's no rest. You got to be at the forefront of people's eyes every day, all the time. So it's really good to see. So we spoke about the highs and the lows. Profitability wise, would you say that the business is profitable from day one, or did it take you a while to really get on your feet and start seeing the sales coming through? What's the journey been like for you?
At the start, no, it took a while for us to start seeing profit and so on. It did take time. It wasn't straight away, money coming like that, but we were able to learn after a year and so how, for it to start to come and everything like that. So it's been hard, but I feel like now we've got our routine and how to actually make it come and how it's developed and stuff like that. So it's been hard, it's been slow, and it's still taking time, but it's better than from before.
Yeah. I mean, the first day, obviously you're naive, you're ignorant, you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm a baller because I've put out, I've got a website. But like all businesses, on the first day, you either get it or you don't. And unfortunately, it was crickets for us. But
which I think is realistic.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, which I think is realistic. New brand on the block. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Definitely the new brand on the block. To be honest, it was kind of expected, but because when you put in hard work into something, you just feel like, well, everyone should kind of like it. What do you mean you don't like this?
Yeah.
Who are you? But obviously being more into business now, we see we have to build relationships. Nobody's gonna just overnight. Who am I to tell these people, oh yeah, hi guys, I've got this, come over here. And no, we need to build that connection with these people in order for them to trust us, to put their debit card in and think, or credit card or whatever, and say, yeah, I'm buying this and I trust this brand to ship them to me. And I'm gonna love it. In a process. But definitely over 2 years that we started seeing profit coming in. And ever since then, it's been, a roller coaster, but we've been getting money coming in.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that, because actually I think nowadays, starting up any business, any company, any brand is all about that likability factor. Because I think with all the competition, what is important is that people do align with you and they appreciate your story and they trust you, like you said. So that's definitely something I feel is important to pull out from that, really. So thank you guys for being so transparent. I think we've more or less covered, I think that's everything I wanted to ask you. Actually, final thing, any last advice that you'd want to give to people that are maybe on similar journeys? They want to start up their own brands, their own companies, but maybe they were worried, or like, what would you tell them as that piece of advice?
I would say just go for it. Believe in your vision, and at the same time enjoy the process of it, and just keep looking back of what you've achieved to keep on motivating yourself and stuff. Yes.
I think my advice would be, as an auntie would say, is comparison is the thief of all joy. At the end of the day, I'm not going to act like I haven't been victim to it. To go through social media and compare myself to other people, other brands, and think, well, we're doing the same thing. Why is it not working out for us on that end? But at the end of the day, it's just for you to know that what is your vision is your vision, and what is their vision, and how it all plans out for you is what has been destined and aligned for you. So you need to continue to focus on what you're doing, push through, keep on going. You never know. In the next hour, you may be that it girl, you may be that boss, and be looking at your vision and thinking, damn, I actually made it. So just focus on the prize, focusing on the vision, not allowing other people's thoughts or their vision of what you should be doing to kind of impact who you're meant to be. Just keep on competing and keep on competing, keep on going and keep on pushing yourself and keep on believing in yourself, because this is it's hard to be the 1% to actually step out and take that sort of risk, and that in itself win for yourself and a big clap on.
Yeah, challenge yourself.
No, I really like that. And again, like, thank you girls for coming on and being so like true and sharing your story. As like you mentioned earlier, like, you girls are coming from completely different backgrounds, non-business related, and you just had an idea, you had a passion for it, and you went for it, and you like taught yourselves everything that you know how to do so well now along the way. So that's a key thing. I just want to like, really focus on and elaborate to you guys watching, that literally don't let anything hold you back. Like, these are girls just like you out there doing it. And I just really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story. You've been great guests. I've loved talking to you both. So thank you once again. And thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.